We have all been there, right? You're staring at a screen that just won't cooperate. And the frustrating part isn't just the tech itself, it's trying to find the right words to explain what's going on. Well, in this explainer, we are going to fix that. We're going to break down some super natural English phrases you can use to handle any tech problem like a total pro.
Okay, so let's just picture this. You're in the zone, you're typing away, and then, bam, everything just stops. The cursor is stuck, the keyboard does absolutely nothing, your computer is completely frozen. It is that universal moment of tech dread.
So you need help, but what do you actually say? I mean, sure, you could say my computer isn't working and people would get it, but we can do better than that. We can sound way more fluent, way more natural. So let's build your toolkit with the exact words you need for this exact situation. Okay, let's dive in.
First things first, you have to describe what's actually happening. So what do you say when your computer starts getting weird? That glitchy behavior that isn't a total breakdown, but it's definitely not right. Here is your first go-to phrase. Instead of saying it's not working, try this. It's acting up. It's just a fantastic all-purpose phrase that perfectly captures that feeling when your tech starts behaving strangely. What's so great about acting up is just how versatile it is. I mean, it perfectly describes any machine that's being weird but isn't totally broken. You can use it for your phone, your car, your TV, literally anything that's giving you a bit of trouble. It's the perfect way to kick off the conversation.
But acting up is really just the beginning. Sometimes you know exactly what the problem is, and you need some specific vocabulary to get the right kind of help, and fast.
Yeah, using the right term just gets you help so much faster. For example, you can explain that your computer completely froze and you think the culprit might be an infected file that's carrying a virus. See? Saying that instead of just, my computer is broken, shows you've got a pretty good idea of what's going on. Okay, so you've described the problem, and a coworker says they'll come help. Now what? You gotta coordinate. When they call you over to your desk, you need a really simple, natural way to let them know you're coming. This phrase right here is your new best friend. I'll be right there. It's so simple, it's clear, and it tells them you're coming immediately. It's the perfect response when someone says, hey, I'm at your desk, where are you? And what's cool is that this phrase is also super flexible. You can easily tweak it based on your direction. You can say, I'll be right up if you're headed upstairs, or I'll be right down for downstairs. But hey, if you're ever in doubt, the all-purpose, I'll be right there, works in pretty much any situation. And now for a little plot twist in our tech drama. Your helper has arrived, they're looking at your computer, and they discover something surprising. It turns out the problem isn't what you thought it was at all. So how do you introduce this new, unexpected piece of information? You can't just blurt it out, right? You need a phrase that kind of signals, hey, a surprising revelation is coming. And here it is. It turns out that this is the perfect phrase for bringing up a fact that was just discovered and is probably going to be a surprise. It creates this little moment of drama and clarity all at once. So, how does this work in a real conversation? Well, the tech expert might say, I thought it was just a frozen program, but it turns out that you have a lot of infected files. See how natural that flows? It's just a great way to deliver surprising news. So, the problem has been identified. Phew. Now we're shifting into the final act, the solution. How do we stop this from ever happening again? And that brings us to our last key phrase. Up to date. This is absolutely essential for tech, and really for life in general. It just means having the very latest, most current version or information about something. And this is why it matters so much. The #1 piece of advice for avoiding viruses is simply this. You have to keep your antivirus software up to date. It's a key phrase for talking about all things tech maintenance and security. All right, we've gone from total disaster to diagnosis to resolution. You now have a powerful new set of tools to talk about technology with confidence. Let's do a quick recap of what's in your new toolkit. With this toolkit, you can handle the whole situation from start to finish. You can describe that initial weird problem with it's acting up, get help on the way with I'll be right there, reveal a surprising diagnosis with it turns out that, and then talk about the solution by making sure your software is up to date. Just 4 simple phrases that take you all the way from problem to solution. So, the next time your phone starts glitching out or your laptop freezes up, you're going to be ready. You've got the words to describe the problem, coordinate help, and understand the solution. Basically, you're equipped to handle tech trouble like an absolute pro. So what tech problem are you ready to complain about now?